Good morning, everybody, on this finally Friday. Chris Allen here on this July 29th on the SAM channel, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace, YouTube and Facebook. You'll find it. Well, we've had some more rain and almost like clockwork. We had another complex of rain and thunderstorms, heavy downpours, gusty winds, lots of lightning striking all around. About the same time yesterday, 5:30, 6 o'clock toward evening. And again, it produced some very heavy rainfall for many of you. We'll take a look at some of those totals here in just a minute. And of course, we've got the serious catastrophic flooding that is happening over in eastern Kentucky, over a foot of rain in some cases, and there's more rain headed that way. 8 fatalities so far over in eastern Kentucky. You get into the hills and the valleys, there's a lot of runoff. There's a lot of creeks and streams and problems there. So, man, our thoughts and prayers are certainly going to our neighbors in eastern Kentucky this morning. Well, let's begin with a look at radars. We always do. And as you can see, we've got most of the rainfall activity down in Tennessee. There are a couple of little renegade showers that are making their way through the Bowling Green area in Warren County here as of 4:45 on this Friday morning. You see the frontal boundary just west of us, and that's the boundary that is continuing to wobble kind of back and forth, flexing across the area, and that has been the trigger for these heavy rains and thunderstorms across the area. So we've got more of that yet to come over the coming days, although I do see a little bit of a break coming here in the short term, which I'll talk about. Now, here's a look at 24-hour rainfall totals. And the highest I see around us would be up in, looks like maybe Webster County. No, where is that? That's Breckinridge County, Hardinsburg. Over 3 inches of rain over the 24-hour period. Hart County, you didn't get all that much until you went into the western part of the county. But you see over Bowling Green again, we were the bullseye just like the day before. Almost 2 inches of rain at the southern Mesonet station toward the Ag Center, and then 1 inch and a third at the Kentucky Mesonet site up near the Corvette plant. And they had some higher amounts. There's 1.5 inches almost in Columbia, in Adair County, 1.25 inches as you head up to Casey County, 1.3 inches down to Cumberland County. In between, it was just kind of like some got a lot, others didn't get all that much. Russellville, the day before, you only got, what was it, 0.06 of an inch of rain. But yesterday, you got almost 3/4 of an inch of rain there in Logan County. So finally, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't even see that, did you? Oh, me, I've got some issues with this thing again. I don't know what's happened, but something has changed. Oh, that maybe is what's changed. I think I found the problem. Maybe. Was that it? Okay, that's it right there. Ah, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. Technology. I love it, but then sometimes I really don't love it. Here's a look at temperatures this morning. We're starting out in the 70s across the area. The 70s, muggy 70s. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be one of those muggy days despite being a little bit cooler. And by that, I mean, we're going to be a few degrees cooler than maybe yesterday when we hit a high of 88. Officially, 90 is where we should be. So we'll be 2 degrees, or we were 2 degrees shy of average yesterday. I think we'll go more lower 80s today with the cloud cover, that front in the vicinity. It's not going to rain the entire time, but when it does rain, like in previous days, some of the rainfall could be hard and heavy. So we'll go lower 80s today with that front flexing back and forth. we get into tonight, it will be cooler because the front then is going to sag further south into Tennessee as expected. So we'll go, how about mid 60s? That's nice. Look to the north of us here. 63 tonight, Lexington and E Town, 64 in Louisville. That's a little bit more, you know, refreshing air, not necessarily lack or void of humidity. There's still going to be that some of that humid air there, but the front will be draped into Tennessee, and that's where the more humid air will be locked tonight. So we get the benefit of the front being a little bit further south of us tonight, and then we go back to about 80, 81 or so tomorrow. And then some locations north of us won't make it out of the upper 70s for a high temperature. That will be refreshing because then we'll begin to see a drier, I think, Saturday. Most of the day Saturday will be dry, but then we start to see rain chances coming back as we get into the latter half of the weekend. All right, now let's take a look at the future radar, and here we go. We've got showers even this morning, as I showed you on the radar, south of us, certainly in Tennessee, but I do think we're going to see another wave, maybe not as heavy, come through this morning toward midday. There we go. Showers and a few thunderstorms. And again, because of the high moisture content, any of the rain could be heavy, like we saw yesterday and the day before. This time it's going to be more uh, midday-ish instead of late afternoon and evening. And then the front comes on through and goes south into Tennessee, and we get that drier air for temporarily. We get that drier air, and it's not going to be so bad as. And this is tomorrow. This is Saturday. Not bad. A mix of clouds and sunshine, and less humid. Believe it or not, less humid. Not radically so, but you'll be able to tell the difference. And it won't be as warm as I showed you. Then we get into Saturday night and into Sunday, and here comes the next impulse. The front's going to make that flex again. It's going retreating to the north as a warm front. Then it's going to come back with another impulse of low pressure, and we get rounds of showers and thunderstorms again as we get into Sunday and into Monday and into Tuesday. Yeah, the only break that I see over the next several days from this continual daily chance of rain is tomorrow. But it's a Saturday. So that's got to be good, right? I mean, at least you get a Saturday where you don't have to worry about showers and thunderstorms necessarily. I mean, there could be one or two renegade showers around, but it is not going to be like we've seen in previous days. We do get that break, and it's going to be nice. Okay, here's a look at the QPF for today. And notice we're not as painted in the reds and the purples like we were the last couple of days, but we're more into the light green, dark green, which is an indicator of maybe a half inch of rain. There could be a couple of locations that get up to an inch of rain today. And then we switch to tomorrow. Now let's take a look at tomorrow. And I think we're going to begin to see a little bit more in the way of shower activity once we get past tomorrow. Let me see if I get that one show up here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. There it is. Now, again, we're showing that borderline heavier rain to the east of us, Cumberland Plateau, down into southern Kentucky, lighter amounts to the north this time. It's kind of a flip flop of what we've been seeing. But this is taking us through the next 7 days. So, all through next week, we're still looking at very decent rain chances across the area. And some of you could pick up another couple of inches of rain. Yesterday, the Drought Monitor came out, and this is what it showed. better. This is much better. Notice some of the severe drought has gone away, except for far western Kentucky, the land between the lakes. But these rains of the recent week have really done a good job of taking away some of the drought situation in our area. So that is certainly good news. And we are thankful for the rains. And I know some of you are already to that point where you're like, is it going to stop soon? Well, it will, but we got to give it a little more time. Here's a look at the maps over the coming days. And as you can see, we've got that frontal boundary across us this morning that's going to dive southward, stall a little bit, but go into the Tennessee Valley. Here is tonight. Here's early Saturday. This is going to give us our nicer day, Saturday, less humid, little cooler, and not as much rain. But then the front begins to wobble back to the north as we get into Saturday night, into Sunday, and here we go back into the rains again by Sunday afternoon into Monday. You see the dark green coverage there. That's heavy rain potential again. Here we go into Tuesday. Finally, by Wednesday afternoon into Thursday next week, high pressure takes over, and we might see an end to this pattern, the very wet pattern, but not a guarantee at all. So we may be looking at something a little drier next weekend, but we got to wait and see on that one. All right, here's a look at quickly at the numbers. Next few days, coolisher. I just made that up. You know what I mean? Mid 80s, even low 80s. You see there on Sunday. But then we hop right back into the mid 80s Monday, first day of August, Monday. Then 90s after that. Less of a chance of rain and thunderstorm activity, more in the way of heat coming back. It will be August, and August is typically one of the hotter months of the year before we start to see the big change happening in September. So we still got a few weeks to go of summer. All right, that'll do it for this morning's weather on this finally Friday. I'll be headed into the radio station, Sam 100.7 here for the morning show, 6 to 10. I hope you tune in. Got some more water park and amusement park tickets to give away if anybody's interested. I don't know. Are you? I jest with that because we've been like, when are you giving away more tickets to like Holiday World and Beach Bend and Kentucky? Okay. Oh, I've got more. All that coming up this morning. And another note, I will be in Brownsville today in Edmonson County. I'm going to be at the Brownsville Ace Hardware Marketplace. It is their back to school clearance sale. And we're going to the Brownsville store because we just had a huge turnout when we did the weather radio. Oh, and speaking of that, I'll be giving away a free weather radio during my live broadcast from 11 to 1 today in Brownsville. So if you're in Edmonson County, the Brownsville area, come see me at the Ace Hardware Marketplace. Going to be giving away some things. There's a lot of Simply Southern things that they're discounting for back to school, like backpacks and lunch boxes and all kinds of stuff. They got all kinds of, yes, Ace Hardware. I know some of you are thinking, well, they're discounting tools and hammers, and well, they got a lot more than that. They've got back to school stuff for your kids and for you too. So big back to school clearance, Ace Hardware, Brownsville today from 11 to 1. In the meantime, God bless. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the radio and in Brownsville.